Well, hello, my dear companions. Welcome back. Welcome to the probably the last part of this beautiful mini-series. I'm so happy that you came here because I'm pretty sure I'd record all these episodes in one sitting, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a very successful series, but it's what I want to play, and that's what I want to share with you guys. You like
Instead of
this?
hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna go into the other room here we had.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Yeah, cause Edie lost her son, Sam. And then she lost both her grandkid. I mean, Edie lost so much. Just think about it, because in the photos, we still had us, Edie, and Dawn in the photo we saw in the kitchen. So Edie was still alive. She lived to 2010. She outlived pretty much everyone, other than Lewis, Dawn, and us. She saw all of her kids and most of her grandkids die. And grandkids, great grandkids. Poor Edie. Gregory. Gregory. Yes, one of... he's our uncle. He's our uncle. Dawn's, our mother's brother. Okay. Oh, wait. 76 to 77? He died only 1 year old? Okay.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
I mean, he was 1 year old. The imagination is tripping. What about what? Okay. What is happening?
Back time's over, Gregory. It's time to...
Hello?
Hold on, sweetie.
No.
Hello?
That was our mother. That was Kay. I guess that was Kay. Or some mother to Gregory. And the letter we saw, that was from Sam talking with Kay about their dead son, Gregory. Did he die in the bath?
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
What did it say here? Show. Let's see what they're talking about.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
I mean, I think we all, when we were little kids, had imagination like this. Really trippy ones. No.
Sure made him happy.
I have a feeling how we're gonna die. We're gonna fill it up with water, right? Maybe not. have a bad feeling about this.
I know how silly it sounds.
Have a bad feeling about this.
That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
I mean, Kay doesn't seem very happy to talk with her husband, Sam. Maybe they were divorced? Maybe they were divorced.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Yeah, I think, yeah. They were getting a divorce, or at least they were divorced. Yeah, I see.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
And he accidentally drowned in a bath.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand.
Oh,
Gregory.
God.
About everything.
And we're a frog.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Oh, I guess I can imagine how much Kay would blame herself for this.
I'm sure he's happy.
That is
We
so
want
messed
you
up.
to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Oh, wait. What are these documents, by the way? Divorce contract. Yeah, I didn't see that before. That is so messed up. That's why I'm not sure about getting kids, cause I would be so afraid just to, keep them alive. I mean, most people succeed with that, but still, I would be a wreck. Just because so many things can kill a kid. A bath, something stuck in the throat, illness. I really applaud all parents and for what they do.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet. A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Okay?
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
And Gus, yeah, we're gonna see how Gus does, because I think if I read it correctly, yeah, we have to go through all these. Look at that.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
So the wedding for who? I mean, he died when he was like 13 years old. He died after Gregory's death. So what wedding?
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I remember.
Oh. So Sam married maybe another one after Kay. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get it. At least Gus didn't like it.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to
Come here.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Wow.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
The weather is picking. Oh no. I have a feeling he's gonna die by a thunderstrike. Lightning strike.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
That's why the shares were in the trees. Because after the storm.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh my god. Maybe not thunderstrike or
I wish
lightning.
that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Maybe
But I
we
didn't. Until we found you.
maybe we were killed by some flying debris. Wow. Yeah, you see the difference. I thought it was like a hereditary disease first,
She
but
never
it
talked
seems like
about
they
it,
just
but
died
Mom
of
told me
different
once
accidents.
If I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
And I don't think the family was cursed in any way. I mean, this is life. We will lose the ones we have around us in some way or another. By disease, by age, by accidents. And you never know when. It can be in the bathtub when you're 1 year old. It can be when you're 101 year old. In a nursing home. It can be a lovely afternoon when you're 32. You don't know. It's scary. Life is scary.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Dawn. Yeah, I think we're gonna see Dawn's backstory, and that I'm
At
really
the time,
interested.
it was as far away as she could get.
I'm really interested to see Dawn's backstory. How did she die? India. She really liked India. Maybe it seems like she traveled a lot. Sanjay. Yeah, that's how she met Sanjay. Our father.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, it's all coming together. I love it. What? No. Did I miss something? I'm gonna check it again. Was our mother, she died when she was a lot older at least. 2016. This game takes place in 2017 though, so our mother just died.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Oh, yeah, because Louis was the oldest, right? Yeah, he was the oldest one.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Yeah, we don't know how Sanjay died.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Louis Milton. Also, we had our
And to see kids in
own.
the house again.
Yeah, okay, so our mother Dawn moved to India. and she met her husband Sanjay, and they got Louis there. But when Sanjay died, in some way, Dawn moved back with her kids to the Finch's house, where Edie were still living.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
That's why they built on top of the house to have room for all these new kids.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Yeah, but why were we homeschooled too? It seems like the whole Finch family was so isolated.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Okay, Milton, by the way. Yeah. And Milton was, one of our brothers, yeah. So cool. Wait, was he young too when he died? Yeah, he was 11. My gosh, Milton, what happened to you?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, I love these. That is so cool. That is cool. That is so cool. That kind of reminds me of, as I said, the Unfinished Swan, the other game. I said if you haven't played it, check it out. It's beautiful.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Actually, yeah, I don't want to spoil the game too much, but it's a king in that game, and it really looks like Milton there, the younger version of the king. If you like a relaxing puzzle game with a beautiful story, check out The Unfinished Swan.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Searching for our brother? Oh, I'm missing something. What am I missing? The music also kind of reminds me of the Unfinished Swan.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Okay. Should we just go back?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
Louis. Yeah, Louis was was the older brother of Milton. Maybe he was supposed to babysit Milton and something happened with Milton.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room.
Okay.
Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
And that's how we got his job at the cannery, I see. This is so beautiful, this house. Come on, we can open it. There we go.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
He was high. He was high as hell.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance
Oh my
abuse.
god.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself.
He was just
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
not living his life.
His mind began to
Drift. What is that?
wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small,
Okay.
imagining a labyrinth.
Okay.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And
Okay.
toads.
This is so weird. It's like playing two games at the same time.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
I have a bad feeling about Lewis. Did he commit suicide because of mental illness?
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
He tried, he was seeking help.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I
Yeah.
spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
Yeah, because he was just
Methodical,
literally doing
tireless,
his job.
focused.
And that's the thing. In this kind of work, I mean, his boss would just think he's doing a great job, but when you look at the person, he was just not living anymore.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Okay.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Dystopia.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
You see, the daydreaming part is taking up bigger and bigger part of the screen. It's becoming bigger and bigger part of his life. He is just
And songs
not
for them to
living
play.
anymore in the real world because of the monotonous work.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Yeah.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
We're just in his head.
were all in his imagination,
Yeah.
so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor,
Okay.
and he won.
Of course, it's Louistopia. Of course he won.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Yeah. His imagination was just going
New
rampant.
Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Yeah.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
He was just lost. Didn't have really anything to live for.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Handsome queen.
handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Radiant rainbows.
radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her
Silver harp.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
This is such a beautiful way of telling stories.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become
Wow.
something greater than a king.
He's gonna chop off his arm. He's gonna accidentally chop off
For
his
someone
arm.
who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
The thing is, I think this is so common. If you are depressed, if
struck
you're
him
feeling blue,
that
if
the
you
real
are
Louis was not
not
the one
happy where
chopping
you are
salmon,
in life,
but the
it's
one
so
climbing
easy
the steps
nowadays
of the
to
Golden
just
Palace.
go to your imaginary world and just imagine
My
what it could
imagination
be.
is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
And sometimes people watch movies, watch series, play games, do art and such, simply just to get away from a painful reality. And I think that's common. I think that is common. And
He began to forget the world we know.
the thing is, if you drift too far away, and that can happen if you are not happy with where you are in life. If you have a monotonous work you hate, a family situation you don't like, if you feel alone in general, I think it's easy to just make a world or imagine a world where
I think it pained
It's the
him
way-
to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
it's so much easier to just imagine a world where you have control of what's happening, what you are. I think it's easier for that to happen if you feel like you are not in control of your own life anymore. You are just there. You're not really living it.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
I was losing it.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Companions.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Cat there. It's Molly the cat. Yes.
His queen waited,
Wow.
holding his crown.
Oh no. Oh no.
There was only one thing left to do.
Oh no. Oh no. I see the guillotine. What the F? Oh no. This is so messed up. But how did he die?
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
It seems like he committed suicide in one way or another. Maybe with a...
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
He was just a lost soul. Maybe he don't. Maybe he doesn't literally chopped off his own head in the shopping block in the factory. But I think that's just a metaphor. But I think he committed suicide in one way or another because he was distraught of where he was in life and who he was in life. He just wanted to be in that other mindset, mind space. And I can kind of understand him. As I said, I think it's so common.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
He even got a diploma, man. This looks beautiful.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Oh,
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
so they just left Edie here?
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
I think it was a bad idea to leave.
But I understand why we left. What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
That night, is she talking about Louis' death or the night we left?
Maybe it should have come sooner.
Oh wait, are we heading up to our room?
But it had to end one way or another.
What
All that's left
happened?
now was to tell you about that last night.
What happened with the last night? This is our room. Here we go.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together.
Oh,
and
this is where we
all
sat.
our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Okay.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
Been shut
When
off
my mom
because
said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
I love this story so far. This is beautiful.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
I guess that is true.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
That's why we left in a hurry.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Wow. And this is Edie's
Dear
story.
Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Okay.
That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh, we
It
can
was
go.
the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
Yeah,
No.
the seabed.
I've seen that house every day of my life.
Yeah. Just imagine the story.
But I
I mean,
never thought I'd go back to it.
it was Edie and Odin. Sorry, no, Edie and Sven. They were pretty much the original. I mean, Odin still, but Edie has been through so much.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
I have no
For
idea.
a while, I wandered.
This is the day Edith was born, so this
I
is
started seeing things.
this was not the day when Edie. I mean, Edie is still alive, I guess. No, maybe
Things
not.
I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Because Edith said maybe just one of us, maybe one or two left. Maybe Edie died too.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
Do we have an end? Yeah, we have an ending for. She died the same year as Lewis. So after we left the house, went together with our mother and Edie. Edie died. Maybe she died in a nursing home. Maybe she died in a nursing home.
That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Oh my gosh, she ripped it.
But Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Oh. Bye, Granny.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh.
After that, we moved around a lot.
Maybe she died in her sleep. I mean, she was old, so...
We both tried to make the best of it.
Why do we keep wearing these gloves? I mean, they look cool.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Dawn, yeah, so how did our mother die? She died in the hospital.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Oh my god.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Yeah.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things.
She's talking
But
with
as
her
it
kid.
is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
Edith was pregnant. She's making a biography for her
Appreciate
kid.
how strange and brief all of this is.
Yeah. As I said, I don't think the family was any, had any curse. It was just life. This is what happens.
This journal was supposed to be for you.
Yeah, she's writing this for her kid. Is this what I think it
But
is?
now I hope you'll never see it.
I think
I just want to meet you
this is a vaginal canal.
and tell you all these stories myself.
This is when we gave birth to our kid, right?
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
So Edith didn't plan for her kid to read the biography.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it.
No.
It's a lot to ask.
That's why.
But I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Edith died giving birth to her kid. Oh my god. They could never catch a break in this family. There was always something happening, some tragedy, a tragedy after another, and not even Edith could enjoy life with. Oh my god. Oh. Not even Edith could have a happy life. We don't know who the father was to her son, but he seemed pretty alone. All this time I was thinking about what happened to this family, what happened, something special with this family. It was nothing special with his family. And I think that's the interesting thing about this in the end, is that this is how life can be. I mean, we will lose one after another of the ones we have in our family. And people will move on in one way or another. And that's scary. That is so scary. You never know what life will give you. You don't know how your own life will end when it's time. And even if our Edith's son here was alone at the very end, I mean, he lost his mother in childbirth, but I'm just so sad that Edith didn't have got time to spend with her son to have a happy ending, you know? But in one way, this is the course of the life. I mean, this is how it's supposed to be in a way. I mean, many of the younger people in this family died before even Edie, but this life's way of, you know, having its course, you know, one after another will move on. Annapurna Interactive. They publish a lot of great games. If you want to have emotional, beautiful stories and games, check out the Annapurna, the games they have produced. Or published. Published. I usually don't sit through the credits, but I just wanted to enjoy this game to its fullest. Even if it's an old game, I know, I'm so happy I actually played it at the very end here. And played it together with you. I still don't get the idea why Dawn, our mother, would lock up the bedrooms like that. Because she did that before the people died. Maybe she was just afraid. Maybe she was just afraid of losing them. She tried to keep them alive. Replay a story. Oh, we can replay them. That's cool. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed. That is the story of what remains of Edith Finch. And this whole time, we didn't play as Edith, we played as her son. He went back to the house to put flowers on his mother's grave. And we were reliving all these through the biography that Edith managed to write for us. Such a beautiful story about family, heritage, and the way of life. The Finch's family wasn't special in any way. They didn't have a curse. It was just life. They had a lot of bad luck, of course, because of all the accidents, but it was just life in the very end. Hope you enjoyed, guys. This was beautiful. Tell me in the comments down below your thoughts about this whole subject. I'll see you in another game very soon. Never ever forget to stay awesome. And remember your family. Remember your heritage. It's important. It's so important. See you soon. Toodeloo.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.